Welcome to Showing Up Solo with Hannah Nicole, your guides to navigating online marketing for your business. Welcome, everybody, to episode 6.
Welcome. So nice to have you here. We're halfway through the year now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gone really fast. Yeah.
So today we're talking about Instagram.
Yes.
And how you can use Instagram for your marketing.
Yes, definitely. I think Instagram is a very popular platform. People really, it's kind of the first one people dip their toes into for social media marketing, I find.
I also feel like for people our age, it's like the first go-to.
Yeah. Well, and demographics wise, it's very popular with women aged 25 to 49, I think is the demographic there. So if that's your ideal audience, of course, it's a great place to meet them.
Yeah.
But it is a ever evolving platform. I think
it changes. It seems like every 6 months there's something new with like either a new feature, the algorithm. Instagram and Facebook are now considered meta.
Yeah.
Like there's constant changes, which is good. It means like they're looking at things and evolving.
Yes. Yeah. They're definitely they say they're trying to do what we want them to do as consumers of content, but I don't know if it's always what we want to produce as content producers. But because it's very interesting, just even watching it evolve in the last 18 months or so. It went from a image sharing platform to a heavy focus on video content.
Yeah, which in the last year, it's even evolving even more from that. It's not even just like reels and stories. It's like IGTVs and even being able to upload videos from your desktop.
Yes, that is, oh my gosh, I love that. Now that you can actually upload video content from your desktop, that is a huge thing. And it's actually, again, one of the things that led us to create this, because we realized we were showing up on camera, on video, on Instagram. So why not show up in a way that we could reach more people with the same content? Mm-hmm. Because that's sort of working smarter, not harder.
Well, yeah, and it's like, for you and I both agreed that we enjoy connecting on this kind of platform. Yeah. And we also like showing up. So how do you do both of those styles together?
Exactly. And I think Instagram is a platform that gives you a lot of different ways to show up. There's graphics and photographs paired with captions, but then there's reels, which if you're not familiar, I mean, I don't know if anyone isn't, but I know it can be quite an intimidating topic for some people.
It can be, yeah.
But it's very short form video content, and it's meant to be light and funny. Some people have it in their head that it's all like perfectly choreographed dance routines, which is part of it for some people, but service providers can make use of it too, doing quick little tips and tricks.
Yeah. Even like little movies, like little like tutorials. Yes. Actually, we had a client who had never done reels before, but she was doing a launch, and we showed her how to do it and gave her a gentle nudge out of her comfort zone. Now she's rocking
She's rocking the reels. Yeah. And she does yoga tutorials, and she'll tell you a little bit about an acupressure point or a stretch that you can do, and just tiny little bite-sized pieces of information, very easy to digest and absorb. And it's a great way for people to see that she knows what she's talking about.
Well, exactly. And it offers like a way that makes reels her own. You know, it's not like the typical pointing or dancing around that for a lot of people feels uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. Yeah. And she really took it in a way of like utilizing it to her advantage.
Yeah. Now, are her reels going viral? No. But is she connecting with her audience? Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, how good is a viral reel if it doesn't meet your marketing goals? Yeah. Right?
Do you want to go viral or do you want to make sales? Because those are two different things. They don't necessarily, one doesn't necessarily equal the other.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the viral is typically associated with like the influencers, you know, like they're the ones that want to be out there. They are the ones that want to be like, you know, highly popular. But for us service providers, we want to have those more authentic, like meaningful connections with our followers. You know, we're making content with them for a reason.
Yeah, it's. I think again, influencers and people who like, if content is your product or service, like if what you sell is content, i.e., you make your money from the more people who watch your content, the more money you get from sponsors and advertisers. So producing content is your product.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Viral
is the way to go. But if you're producing content to market your services that are not content, then you can, those numbers mean less. It's more about how many clients are you signing? How many packages are you selling? How many people are signing up for your course? Yeah.
How many people are signing up for your newsletters?
Your newsletters, your memberships.
Yeah, your freebies.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you measure how successful that is.
Yeah.
And we're big believers, don't produce content for content's sake. What is the reason that you're making this?
Well, it has to have value, because if you're just creating content and publishing it, people, like we've said it many times, like you're wasting people's time. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, you're wasting a little piece of their brain space that they can use for something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about how you can use Instagram, the different ways. We've touched on Reels now, which are just short form, 15, 30, maximum 60-second videos. They're fun. They're easy to digest.
Yeah. They can offer like different sides of your personality.
Yeah. And you need to think about people's behavior with Reels than on other posts. Most people with Reels, you're going to see a lower engagement rate. People aren't, which means like less likes and comments and stuff, because the content is designed to just be absorbed and then move on to the next one. And then like that. So it takes people go into the Reels rabbit hole. I don't know if you've ever experienced this.
Oh, many times.
You go in there for research purposes and suddenly it's been an hour.
Yeah.
And you've looked at all these Reels and like you get into this like autopilot.
Yeah.
So it takes a really good piece of content to snap you out and make you want to read the caption.
Yeah.
Because the caption is not easy to access. It's not like on Instagram where it's like right underneath, like you have to push up and you know, it's.
Well, and that's the thing about a Reel. You want the main messaging to be in the actual visual.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like you said, they don't pull up the caption because it takes so much work. It needs to be like that captivating that they're like, oh, I want to know more.
Exactly. And it's a great way to capture an emotion very quickly, to reflect like a feeling, connect with your audience on an emotional level very quickly, and then hopefully draw them in for some more. And you can do series. I've seen lots of people who do part 1, part 2, part 3 Reels, and I love those.
Yeah.
Then you go to their profile and
you're waiting for the next one. You're like, when are they going to release part 3?
So Reels are great for expanding your reach, connecting quickly emotionally, but you're not going to get the same engagement, and you're not going to get as much attention on your caption, which is, so you have to make sure your message is clear. There's a clear call to action in the Reel.
Yeah.
Also, just an accessibility tip: when you can add text over your things, don't put it at the bottom of the screen because people can't read it, and don't put it at the tippity top. Try to keep it
in the border.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at your Reel, it'll give you a little border at the top and the bottom of like what is not shown in the view.
Yeah, and make sure everything is easy to read for people. Mm-hmm. And captions. Put captions in there. It's kinder to people who aren't able to watch the Reels, but also a lot of people are watching these on silent. Mm-hmm. So whilst being kind, you're also benefiting yourself by reaching more people who can't necessarily.
Yeah, you're just being more inclusive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's Reels. There's stories, of course, which are, stories are that interesting thing. They're up for 24 hours. You can post graphics up there. You can hop on and do a video of you. You can
upload a previously recorded video.
Yeah.
They have the caption sticker now, which I love, because I used to type those in manually, and it is a pain.
Yeah.
So that's great. And the nice thing is that is at the top of the screen when someone logs in. So your stories are always at the top.
Yeah.
And the recommendation has always been post your stories every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and the great thing about stories is that it offers that more of like the personal side of you on a daily basis, whereas like a stagnant post, it could be like a more general piece of you, right? Like,
yeah, I always think like
the stories are behind the scenes.
Yes, I've always said like your feed posts, that kind of content is, work you. And then your stories are you hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
And just that more spontaneous, it's meant to be very spontaneous in the moment.
Yeah.
And not super polished or anything. But there is a place. You can put pre-designed graphics, you can put videos and stuff.
You can share your post up to your stories, add links.
Yeah. Now they have the link sticker, which is so amazing because now you can actually put a link to where you want people to go directly in your story. And so they can hop out of the platform and go to wherever you need them to go, which is huge.
Yeah, because typically only people who were had a certain amount of following could add their links to their...
Yeah, which I think, I'm so glad that they've added that now, that sticker. And then there's feed posts. So those are those little square photos or graphics with a nice little caption underneath it. And those like live on your profile when someone lands there in the pretty little grid pattern. That's kind of there for as long as you want it. You can always delete stuff.
Yeah. And then there's the carousels, which I love a good carousel because not only do you get that one first like page, but you can keep swiping through it.
Yes.
Which you get even more great opportunity for good content.
Plus you get better engagement because people actually have to swipe through it. Also, if you post a carousel post, and what we mean by carousel is it's where there's one post, but it has several images and you have to swipe through. If you post a carousel post and someone scrolls past it on their feed, but they don't interact with it, when they go back into their phone later, Instagram will show them the second slide. Mm-hmm. So there's like more opportunities for your content to be seen because you put more than one image there. Yeah. Yeah. So that's also a sneaky little thing there. And I think just carousels, it's nice because you can get your point across very quickly. Yeah. I like to put the information in the post. I'm a very big fan of doing a graphic, with text and the information up there. So you don't necessarily have to read the caption. Yeah. Because again, it's that right up front for everybody to see.
Making it easier for everyone.
Yeah. Exactly. And then there's video. So it used to be IGTV, but now they've kind of fused it. Any video content that isn't Reels that you put on Instagram is now Instagram video.
It essentially just looks like a little video icon.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now if you put like a little, because you used to have video posts and then you had IGTV and now they just kind of fused the two. But
sorry to interrupt you. You can now schedule.
Yes.
Which is a really great feature because if you wanted to do it, you just had to like know the day and time that you wanted to do it. If you had a guest, you had to let them know. Well, now you can pre-record it and schedule it to be published.
Yes, which is wonderful. Like that's such a great feature now too. And that leads us into lives as well, which is I think a lot of people confuse stories with lives because it looks like your stories when you're filming it because it's vertical. Yeah. And you bring people, you start live streaming and bring people in if you want to or not. Yeah. I like to do them with a guest, at least when I'm warming up. Yeah. Until I started doing them regularly. Because it helps to have a conversation with someone.
Well, and then when you do a live, you have the opportunity of your followers to ask you questions. Like they can text to you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And you know what? If you don't have a big following, you probably won't have a lot of people show up to your lives, but that's okay. It's not a waste of time because when you finish recording, you have the opportunity to post it to your profile. And if you post it to your Instagram videos, then it's there so people can watch it afterwards. Yeah. And you can share it to your stories and direct people there. That's what I have a whole collection on my Instagram of times that I've shown up live, and people are still going back and watching them. I still get people messaging saying, oh, I really loved your talk on this, or I really loved your talk on that, months after I filmed them.
Well, and they're actually a really good tool for pulling out a lot of different content out of them, because typically when you're doing a live, you're on there for like, 5-10 minutes, even more, and you can pull out a bunch of content for future posts or reels.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. And one of my favorite things to do is to take that video recording and drop the audio into otter.ai and have it transcribe it, and then convert that into a blog post. Yeah. And then an emailer. And the nice thing is, if you put it as a blog post, you can embed the video on the blog post. Yeah. So there's so much opportunity for making things easier for yourself. Exactly. And if you're doing that, why not just scrape the audio and make yourself a podcast while you're at it? It doesn't have to be a lot of hard work. There's lots of ways to make the same content work harder for you. Yeah. Do more for you.
Yeah. You do less and the content does more for you.
Yes, exactly. So there's lots of opportunities to show up on Instagram. Hashtags are always a big one.
Hashtags can be really confusing for people because there's so many different messages that
and they work differently on Instagram than they do on other platforms.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you'll hear someone say you need to have only 5 to 10 hashtags, and then you'll hear someone say 20. We go with the 20.
That's 20 to 30. Yeah. I think recently, although this is always changing, but they did a study with 20 hashtags, because Instagram was saying do 20. Yeah. And then someone compared 20 to 30, and actually the results were pretty, 20 was the highest, but 30 wasn't far behind. Yeah. So I think the rule is use as many as you can, but don't use hashtags for the sake of using hashtags. They need to be relevant.
Yeah. They need to be related to your niche.
Yeah, exactly. They need to be specific. Yeah. And on that note as well, don't start spamming other people's hashtags. So for example, if you've got an ideal client who, if your ideal client is a coach, for example, and they're using hashtags like hashtag business coaching, that kind of thing, and you want to work with people who are business coaches, but you are not a business coach. Yeah. You are maybe a virtual assistant or a social media manager. If you start using hashtag business coaches all the time, you're going to dilute the hashtags that they want to use to promote themselves. Yeah. With your content, and that makes it harder for them. It's frustrating for them. Yeah. And it distracts from their business. They're not gonna appreciate that. Yeah.
So, well, because they see that your brand is actually not a reflection of what you're selling, your posts. Exactly. So then there's that
cognitive dissonance again, that disconnect.
Yeah. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So use those strategically. I'll use mompreneur because I am a mompreneur, and also my ideal client is. So we have that in common. Yeah. So those are just things use them that are specific and relevant. Yeah. To what you do.
But also, here's the other side of hashtags. They're also a great way of searching for your target audience or your ideal client. So going through them and following posts and connecting with other people that use that as for their marketing.
Yes, exactly. You can use hashtags to find your people. You don't have to post content to their hashtags. You can follow the content that they're posting and start engaging with their content. By engaging, I mean liking, commenting, but really don't comment for the sake of commenting. Don't just dump a bunch of emojis in it. Look at their content, absorb it, digest it, and then offer something of value. Yeah. And show that you've actually taken the time to read their thing. There's nothing worse than getting a message from someone who has clearly never landed on your profile. And they're I get so many of those DMs where they're selling me social media services. Yeah. If you landed on my profile, you would know that I do not need your services. Yeah. It's in my bio. I do it for a living. So
Well, and if you leave a comment that was like, I really like this post, awesome, thank you, but what did you like about this post?
Yeah.
Like, you want to go a step further, even 2 steps further. Like, you want to engage with them and really like let them know what it was about that post or the caption that like really connected with you.
Resonated with you. Exactly. Yeah. And that leads me into engagement as well. Engagement is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like
consistent engagement.
We think about content, but adding hashtags and talking to other people on the platform is what gets your content seen.
Yeah.
It's otherwise you're just throwing information out there and hoping it hits someone. Whereas when you're actually actively talking to people on the platform, that's when you're going to see that the results come through with your content.
Yeah. And you're actually going to make more connections with other people, like-minded people, that you kind of start building your community through your hashtags.
Yes. Yeah. I have had so many clients or business relationships happen from people who I've kind of followed on Instagram, and I have genuinely connected with their content.
Yeah.
And responded that way. And then we start to develop this relationship.
Yeah.
And like there's plenty of people who I met on Instagram. Yeah. And we've connected through our content because of engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't have to look at other business owners as like your competition.
Yeah.
Like, why not bring each other, like build each other up?
Yeah, exactly. Share other people's stuff and let people know. If someone's got a great free resource, tell everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of reciprocation.
Yeah.
When it comes to that on social media. So yeah. It's actually really exciting because this month inside the membership, we're going to be diving a little deeper into social media. And we actually have a really amazing social media coach coming in to talk about Instagram and also answer any questions you have about other platforms. But she is a bit of an expert on Instagram. She has her own 6-week Instagram coaching program, which was wonderful. And so she's going to come in and talk inside a group about really like how to come up with a strong content plan that doesn't take you your whole life to like, doesn't take up all your time to create.
Yeah.
Like she's very good at giving you like a rinse and repeat formula.
Yeah.
And to help you out with that as well, we're giving away some really wonderful Canva templates. So you don't have to worry about the design element. There's gonna be some gorgeous Canva templates for you that will really give you a great kind of way to dive in to creating content for Instagram. So
well, and then there's also our co-working session that really can be used to create and all your content planning for the following months. So
yeah, and I mean we can even if you have questions about how to use templates or any particular features, we are there to answer your questions live. So you can pick our brains, pick away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not in the membership, I'd say it's a really great investment, especially moving into Q3. Like we're coming to the end of Q2 here. So let's move into Q3 strong and hope to see you inside the membership.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Enjoyed this episode? Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future ones. Want more from Hannah Nicole? Visit showingupsolo.com to join the Showing Up Solo membership or to inquire about working with us on your business.